Crunch time, coming up big when it counts.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Crunch Time, where we come up big when it counts. I'm Dom with Sauce, Luke, and Ant. How we going, lads?
What up?
Good, Dom.
What up? Good.
We're ready to
Very
go.
How are we,
good.
mate? How are we?
It's an exciting week. It's Euro time, baby.
Definitely.
It is Euro
Definitely.
time.
It's getting close now.
It is. It's
Days
on
away.
literally on the doorstep. And this episode is going to have a lot of European flavour to it, as we will be covering F1 to start off, and then we'll have the Euros, and then some Fire and Flame, as we always do at the end of the show. So, a bit of European love. We'll be talking hobby stuff for European markets, obviously with soccer and F1 as well. So, Anth can probably give a few takes, and Lukey as well, on the F1 feeling at the moment. And we will start there. So, boys, whoever wants to start it off, we can get straight into this race in Azerbaijan at Baku which was crazy.
Just to start,
Yeah.
what a location as well. It's so nice, all like the sort of
Yeah, it's
castles and
beautiful.
shit like that. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And the track's
Yeah, it
really
is.
good. It's a good qualifying track, not a great race track. Qualifying's awesome. And I've got to say, qualifying is my favorite session of the weekend. I almost prefer it better than the race.
I've been, it was interesting. I spoke to Steven and I said this almost the same thing. I'm like, I didn't remember qualifying being this. Like, I was so into qualifying lately.
Qualifying is the best.
Especially like
Especially on
lately
tracks
with,
like that.
yeah,
tracks like that,
Leclerc
Monaco.
with Monaco, and it was beautiful.
The street circuits, qualifying is just so good for them.
Yeah.
So obviously
No, I
there was
agree with you
a bit of controversy in this race. Obviously the precursor to the big incident was obviously Lance Stroll at about around lap 32 having a puncture in his rear left, I believe.
It was back left. Yeah, back left, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously crashing into the wall at high speeds on the home straight there, and no data to signify anything to Aston Martin of a puncture ready to appear. Obviously, talks of that were, there's probably debris on the racetrack. Obviously, safety car there. Verstappen was clearly ahead, and Checo Perez was trying to defend Hamilton for pretty much this whole entire race. Then we get to lap 49, 3 laps left. On the third last lap, I think the rear left again.
It was
But
the
on
same tire.
Verstappen, punctured on the home
Exact same
straight,
tire. Yeah.
smashed into the barrier, debris cut everywhere, all over the track, and they red flagged the session, so they stopped it. And they were deciding, do they do a standing start, a rolling start, or do they just end the race? So if they ended the race, Verstappen would have got full points, and he actually would have won. But they decided to do a standing start. All of us are in a group together with a few other boys, and
That was the most exciting 20 minutes I've had
Ever.
on Instagram in the longest time. That was phenomenal. That build up, that 20 minutes of just talking about like what's going to happen. I can't believe it. And then take it away. What happened.
And then it happened. But in the lead up to it, the discussion was Hamilton wins from this point. It was
That
over.
was the first thing
That
I
was-
said. I said Hamilton's got a W here. That's it.
Everyone was like,
That's-
that was it. Based on how he'd driven in this race, it was like, yeah, it's done. And we get to the first corner on the restart.
As someone that
Exactly.
had bet on Hamilton as well, I had
Yeah.
$100 straight on Hamilton. I am now 0 and maybe 40 in my predictions on sports
Sport.
this year. Like straight up. The
So when it
last thing
comes
I
to
got
the
right
Euro-
was Buccaneers to win that game. That was the last thing I remember. Was that even this year? It might have been
Yeah,
last
it was,
year.
yeah.
That was this year. That was February.
was-
Yeah.
That's the last thing.
You've been
Lakers to
struggling.
win. Lakers to win.
Cold
I'm out.
streak.
The whole Champions League done.
You've been
F1.
starving.
I picked Bottas the other day. He didn't have the pit problem, and now I've got Hamilton, and I'm thinking, oh my god, this is it. Tires are smoky, and then
he both tires locked, front left and front right, and he went straight off the track. Didn't crash.
He
into
was
the
actually
barrier.
first going around, so
Yeah,
if
he
he
was first.
happened
He
to
Would've
Yes.
won.
to
He literally
break
would've
up
won.
and go get around, he would have won the race.
and he got cooked. And then Checo Perez took it away with Sebastian Vettel finishing second and Pierre Gasly third. So a very different type of top three podium finishes. Now, the question is, because it wasn't Hamilton and Supermax Verstappen, or Lando Norris, or George Russell, well, George Russell is never up there, but besides the point, how do you think
he's
this
not up there
reflects-
yet?
Yet. How does
Yeah.
this reflect on the hobby lads?
Look, a lot of undereducated individuals on the sport learnt 3 new great drivers this weekend. And I'm
Especially
not going
one.
to sit up.
There's especially one. Yeah, go on. Sorry, continue.
I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm an expert on F1. Not by any means, I'm not. But you could see that a lot of people were confused. Like, where is Hamilton and where is Verstappen? So I don't know. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for the sport and for the hobby. But Luke, you go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people learnt 3 new names, and especially one of them, Seb Vettel, is a great at the sport. And I think as a driver, when I saw it, like looked at some of his card prices and stuff like that when the box first started getting ripped, I'm like, why is no one talking about Vettel? You know, how many titles did you say he won, Doma? Was it 3 or 4? I can't remember off the top of my head.
He's
4
equal
titles.
with Alain Prost.
Come on, this guy,
Equal
he's a
third
champion.
for most ever.
Most ever. He's an absolute champion. I did not hear one person talk about Seb Vettel coming into Topps Chrome. Everyone was talking about how good is that base Hamilton going to be? Yeah, so
There is literally
underappreciated.
there's only 3 other drivers in the history of the sport that have eclipsed Sebastian Vettel in the F1 circle, and that is Fangio, Schumacher, and Hamilton, who's currently driving. And then
Exactly.
he's equal third with Alain Prost. So he's either the 4th or 5th, however you want to say it, driver. He'd be the 5th because Alain Prost was before him. So we say the 5th in line because the others have won more titles. To have equal third most world championships in a sport where it's very hard at times to win. It's been a lot easier in recent years.
The thing was,
he's taking a shot at anyone, but I'm just saying.
His winning period as well was a time when Red Bull was very dominant. He was almost like if this started in 2011? I'm so bad with years and stuff like that. I think it was 2011 to maybe 13 when Red Bull was powerful. If this was then, those Vettel cards would be the most expensive cards on the market. If Topps Chrome came out in 2011, that is the card to get. I think he's a big victim of you talk about like the relevancy of right now. I don't know what's the best way to put it.
That's
definitely.
I like that.
Like,
hobby relevant.
Everyone lives right now. Like, you know, how you don't look at the greats. Like people look at, Zion. Why is Zion so much more than, Shaq or whatever? I think he's a big victim of that. And it's not even going that far back really. And he's still on the grid.
And he's funny. I mean, he's
good.
That clip of him saying Feliz Navidad to he said Feliz Navidad to Perez. That was brilliant. He's
a great personality. He's a great
personality. You know what I want to also point out, and we can speak about my little beef with card porn during the week. How I gave him a good go about as a page that is undereducated on F1. I'm not going to say that they're doing it deliberately, but they're coming off Marvel cooling down and then soccer cooled down back in August last year.
Tennis as well, wasn't it? There was another one again.
Tennis got destroyed because of the
golf. Was golf on there as well?
Golf, everything, lacrosse, but F1 is different. And F1 is very different because, and I explained, this is their first year Topps Chrome, first year Dynasty. It's the first time collectors have been able to collect their favorite drivers. Again, this is arguably one of the first chromium Vettel cards that you can get. If you're a Ferrari fan, for what Vettel has done for Ferrari, you'd want to collect that card. And if you want to collect his card in general, if you're a Vettel fan. But I want to just point out one thing, and I'm going to make a nice post after this as well. The Topps Chrome Sebastian Vettel refractor variation, which is quite hard to get. It's the one of the chase cards, so it's not the base. It's the one where he's sitting down on the tire. Used to go 2 weeks ago for $80 USD. as of yesterday, as of the 8th, it went for 180 USD. So you've
Jeez.
almost, that shows a little bit of hey, how you
Reaction.
going? Where F1 is here to stay. I'm gonna clip that and tag Cardpoint and see what they've got to say about that. But it is what it is. F1 is arguably the most, entertaining sport right now. It is so, it's everywhere. Everyone's speaking about it. All the pages that cover sport are talking about it. It's podcasts about it. It's beautiful to see. It's so much fun. That group chat at 12 o'clock at night for 20 minutes, just on fire, talking about Hamilton's going to do that. And then when he doesn't do it, we were going ballistic. It's crazy. It was beautiful.
It
It was great to see. I gotta say though, Anth, on that point, how you're saying people are saying, "Oh, it's like a bubble, whatever." I do sort of see where people are coming from because there's a lot of people, talking about it and stuff like that. That perhaps 3 months ago, before the latest Drive to Survive came out, had absolutely zero idea. It's not like basketball where it's been followed for ages in the States and it's not like one of America's main sports. So I do see where people are coming from that point of view. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you on that. Because
Yeah.
I think if there is a dip, those are the people that sell straight away.
Yeah.
But I think there's enough F1 fans, especially as more fans come in, they'll buy up those cards.
They will.
Oh,
Like,
again, it's always supply and demand. You got to be selective with what you're buying.
Yeah.
If you're buying base cards and you're trying to hold them for the investment instead of buying a numbered card, then okay, sure, there's going to be an issue.
That's the thing. How much was produced by Topps as well in this Topps Chrome? It's a first set, so you think they're not going to go stupid with it, but at the same time, you don't know really.
You expect it to go crazy for the next release based on how popular and how well received it was this time around. The potential print run on cards could run up dramatically, but it would actually be nice if they kept it pretty much similar and made it that type of product where it's not print run into the ground, I guess. It's a different type of thing. It's more like you collect your drivers, and I know they're going to have like RCs, and people want the RC card. And going forward, it's not going to be like that. And I think this is where the test will be for a lot of the part-timers on F1. When they actually realize, like next year, that they're not going to get all these rookies just come into F1. It's not like NBA or NFL.
Yeah, it's not at all.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely
So that's where you're going to see the part-timers. It's literally, if you're collecting Russell, you're collecting Russell for 5 years from now or 4 years from now, not for next year. Well, if he gets in a Mercedes seat, yeah, potentially it could be for next year.
Maybe next year, yeah.
But he's been on the circuit for how long? This is his fourth season. You know what I'm saying? But if Topps Chrome came out 4 years ago, 3 years ago, you're collecting him for that 4-year investment. Not for it. Well, it would probably work out to be 1 year because he gets the Mercedes seat. But Mick Schumacher, for example, he's not walking into Ferrari next year and taking that seat. It's a few years down the track. And look at how many people got caught out on Albon. They're like, Albon, RC. He's not going to get a seat. And if he does, he's not going to get a seat back in the top team because the quality of drivers now. So he goes down into a fringe team, not even a fringe team.
You compare him to Perez. In the same, same
Correct.
If you bought Gasly at the start of last season, what would you?
Gaz is quite.
I guess he's still in. He's in the top tier still, but he's gone to Red Bull, big raps being second to Verstappen, to then get dropped to the junior team. Albon get pushed up, and then look, Albon didn't end up with the seat this season. So, yeah, it's a hard one. And you're not going to have like all these rookies. It's like you were saying, exactly what you're saying, Tommy. You're not going to have all these rookies every year. It's just because it's the first product. You're getting a Leclerc rookie, basically. Your Lando rookie. But going into next season, how many rookie cards will there be? If this was made right now for this season, what you got? Mazepin,
Schumacher, Tsunoda.
So there's 3 already. Yeah, that's actually it's more than I thought.
Yeah, but that's because they got rid of Magnussen and Grosjean.
Yeah.
And Albon didn't get his seat, but Albon is an RC too. He's just not in the comp anymore.
Yeah.
That's the way you got to look at it. Just Haas yeah.
You got to be very smart with who you're investing in for F1. You can't really. It's not one of those ones that let's buy up all the rookies. Like a lot of these guys don't really turn out to be.
You
Big
can't
time.
yeah. It's not like
get-
basketball where someone can come out of nowhere.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
Jokic won the MVP today. What was his? He was a second round pick. That's
Yeah,
not going to happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very
The
rare.
tip,
It's not gonna
the
happen.
tip, honestly, to people that are trying to come in and they want to know who the best rookie or someone is to collect. And as we always say on every show that we do, whether it's this or any other show or any other piece of content, we always say to people, do your research. Now,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
research for F1 is the link between their academy or their driving pathway. So you look at Mick Schumacher, you look at his pathway, you look at his history. Yeah, he's got his dad, all right? So you're probably like, yeah, at some stage, based on his driving pathway, he could get a seat at Ferrari. That could work out. Then you got to look at Mazepin and bloody George Russell. You look at George Russell, yeah, and you go, oh, he's been driving for Williams, but the guy's pretty much he's like the heir to the throne at Mercedes. So yeah, it's a good buy-in. If you looked at Albon and he's driving Red Bull, you're going, oh yeah, he's in the top team. He's in the top team, but he's got no direction in where he's going. No one wanted him. Like they took a gamble on him because he was in the junior program, but he's in that seat and he wasn't performing and there was no direction for him and no one was speaking highly of this guy. They were just like, oh, he's really underwhelming. It's doing your research and knowing literally the scouting report on the drivers and knowing their pathway, or else you're going to be left holding the bag big time in this sport. Don't
Yeah,
just
definitely.
like anything can happen in F1, yeah, if the top guys are out. And especially next year when the equalization comes in, depending on how it plays, if the top guys aren't always winning every week in Verstappen or Hamilton, and you see different multiple winners of Grand Prix, people are going to just be losing their marbles going, oh, yeah, this guy won, so I'm going to start collecting him now. Or this guy won, I'm going to start collecting him. But you don't know. If you don't watch the race and you just go based on the standings, it's a bit like basketball. Basketball, yeah, but you know the superstar. But F1, you don't know. Was there a safety car? Did the big guy crash out? Like, look at Verstappen this week.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, they dominated. Well, Vettel did drive really well. He did dominate, and Perez did too. But
How unlucky for Verstappen.
100%.
Oh no,
That's
Pirelli.
such a
I tell
shame.
you what, Pirelli had some big questions to answer. I haven't done enough research into actually what happened in
Me
the
either.
investigation scenes, but on Sunday night, I was like, these guys have some serious questions to answer right now.
They're going to get reamed. Absolutely reamed.
Do you reckon Bridgestone's on the phone? Like, get us in there. Get us in there.
Definitely. Any final words before we move on, gents?
I still think if you're gonna buy F1, save a little bit more and look at Dynasty. I think Dynasty cards are such a play. It's a lot more, but Dynasty patch orders. If you're buying a they're beautiful. They're so beautiful. I was looking at a Vettel one sold today for 1,500, and it just looks amazing.
Is that it? 1,500.
1,500, and it's got the shell patch as well.
Oh,
You're joking. What's the number out of there?
It's
Out of 5, aren't they?
Out of 10.
wow.
Oh, it's so nice.
1,500.
I can't get another one. You can't buy another one. The next closest is about $4,000. So that was a pretty much a steal.
Pretty much. That's crazy. All right, lads, let's move on. As we said at the top of the show, on our doorstep at the moment, Euros. Now, let's get a quick prediction first from everyone, and then we'll just go through the group stages, and you can give some ideas, guys, to start looking at in this tournament. Is that
Joao Felix.
Yeah.
base
I think-
refractor.
Refractor. I think Portugal wins it.
And goes in Portugal. Sounds like
Yeah.
someone else in the group.
Yeah. I was going to go France, but I think France it's too obvious that they're going to win it. But I just want to be out on a limb.
Are we picking
Maybe-
final as well? Final and winner.
All right, go.
I don't know how the groups stack up.
I'll run it through. I'll run it down for you, Anth. I'll run it down. Group A, you got Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales. Group B, you got Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia. Group C, Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, Ukraine. Group D, Croatia, Czech Republic, England, Scotland. Group E, you have Poland, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, and Group F, the group of death, France, Germany, Hungary, and Portugal.
Here's my hot take. I don't think England make it past the quarterfinals.
This
I've
is
been
great.
I've been hearing even they're not going to make it past the round of 16.
Sauce
think
is all
if-
over this too.
Look, if England top their
Well, they're
group,
the favourites on the bookies odds. Them
Yeah,
and
I know
France.
why.
Are they actually?
Are they the favourites?
Them and France are the
Yeah.
favourites.
Get out of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype around England, and it's the psychology of betting will force people to be like, if England are the favourites, I'll bet on England. You know, they're paying what, $6-7?
It's driven by
England-
the
Oh,
hockey. Legit.
all the Foden holders are buying
Yeah,
up.
Foden, Sancho,
gambling on-
Bellingham, Mount.
Yeah.
550 France as favourites who have come in. They were more than that. And
were 8.
second favourite is England.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, England have a great team, but that defense is a little bit worrying. That you know, Maguire as your leader and your captain is concerning. I hope I'm wrong. At the end of the day, I hope what happens with Chelsea, you know, happens, and I'm wrong again. And I could be, and at the end of the day, I very well could be. We saw what happened. But
Yeah,
England
but
just have this
Pulisic doesn't play for England, and
yeah, and Werner's on the other shitty German team. Don't get me started, because that will piss me off. Let me tell you what will absolutely if Werner scores against France or Portugal in that group, if Werner makes it out of that group, Germany makes it out of that group in one or two spot and knocks out, you know, forces Portugal or France into that the playoff thing,
France are qualifying.
I will be pissed.
What are you going to do with that
100%.
Felix in the background? If Werner scores and Portugal don't go
Like
through,
don't say that. Don't.
he's going to
say
trade
that.
it. He's going to trade it for a Werner. Is what he's
I
going to
would've
do.
just thrown it out the window.
Oh my god! It's going to be a very interesting tournament. I'm not going to lie. I'm so excited. I think that it's one of those. It feels like it's needed, even for the hobby. Like it's, you know, it's the first major soccer tournament, football tournament that the hobby's ever, you know, seen since its new boom since 2019. It missed the 2018 World Cup. There was no real hype around cards. Right now we're in a little bit of a lull, but I think that this Euro is going to be something like they've never seen before.
Do you reckon it
It's
off again?
yeah, it's a different level.
This could be the, like, you know how we had the bubble last year where I went off. Really?
Yeah, I
You think
do.
This could be that equivalent.
I think that it's different to the playoffs. Playoffs, you're kind of expecting teams to, you know, we're expecting Nets to do well. You're expecting, you know, Clippers to do. You're expecting Luka to play well. You're expecting Trey to play. You're expecting players to play well. In the Euro, it's like Finland could come out of that group, and you know, just nag together 3 games and make it out of that group and top the group, shock everyone. You know, you saw it with Croatia last tournament.
Yeah.
They made it all the way to the final.
That was
These
huge.
things happen. Don't let England make the final and see what happens. And the hype there would be ridiculous.
It'd be all over.
Ridiculous. It'd be all over the place. It's
So the predictions: Ant has gone Portugal. Luke, who do you reckon wins it? I'm not sure about the, like Saul said, we're not sure of the group breakdown. Who can meet who? So
Well, my final would have been one would have been an A and one would have been an F. So how would that have worked? Surely they'd be able to play off in the final.
A and F.
Yeah,
So it would be what
wouldn't
Italy
possible.
versus who?
France.
Is that what you reckon? You
Italy,
reckon Italy's going to make it?
Italy, France, Italy win.
Italy
my
wins.
days.
Oh my
I'll
god!
put
I'll
this
tell
right
you
here.
what.
I'll put this right now.
Oh
Boys,
my
I'm
god.
telling you what. I'm not laughing at you this time because last time you made a prediction, you were right. I'm going to be insufferable if Italy wins this thing, man. I'll drape a Italian flag around me for the rest of the year
I gotta
on
say,
every podcast.
I was slightly skeptical on it, and then I talked to Azuro a few times, and he sort of talked me into it. I could see it happening.
Azuro could talk anyone into going for Italy. Azuro could talk honestly, like you could pick anyone from France, cross the border, and convince them to go for Italy for the rest of the tournament.
I'm gonna say he's
You know
onto
what? Even me, I feel like Italy is going to be good.
That's what
I
mean,
hope
like,
so.
I'm
everyone-
excited.
Everyone was like, "Oh, Italy's a dark horse, and everyone I speak to says Italy's a dark horse. I'm like, at this
Bro,
point,
everyone's
Italy
saying
can't be a
dark horse.
if everyone's
They're
saying
not a
the same
dark
thing.
horse. This is what I said this. How can Italy be a dark horse?
I said
Every
that
single
too.
post is
Every single
they're the
person said
widest horse. They are literally like the most obvious choice in that group.
They've actually come in on the bookies odds. They're into 850, which is equal third favorite with Germany, and they were
Germany?
with
Wow.
Germany.
Yeah,
with Germany,
bro, they got
with
Timo,
Germany.
man. Come on, man. Of course,
Hang on.
Germany's equal third.
But Italy's actually come in. I did see them at earlier, probably 2 weeks ago when I looked at the odds at $11. So their recent form in the practice games where they've been demolishing sides has obviously firmed with punters out there, and they've been backed in. So it's an interesting aspect for me. I'm saying France is going to take out the lot. I think that tough group is going to see them in good stead if they get out of there. They're going to have some tough games early, which is going to allow them to build on and go on and win the lot. And then my little sneaky, smoky pick is obviously Italy. And people think, oh, how is that a smoky pick? As you said, Anth. But when I did pick them, they were above $10. So they were $11 when I had a look at them originally. So at $11, I was more than happy. I think even at $8.50, I'm even happy to put something on. Yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting tournament. I don't know who makes it to the final. It doesn't bother me. France will be there and they'll take it out.
Jeez.
Portugal for me. I'm with you, Ant, the whole way. I reviewed this a bit on the Double Coverage podcast as well, and just said that some of like the young guys that they got on that team, there's a few characters on the pitch there that are like João Felix being one of them, are in that potential. I didn't say they were Mbappe, so people that listen to this, I'm not saying they're Mbappe, all right? This is not a Haaland take. They've got that pre-peak to their career before the peak actually comes. What Mbappe has had so far in his career. Like, he's dominated before he's even in his prime. So you don't know what could happen. And João Felix is one of those kids, a lot of potential. He's been very, very good. He's nowhere near his prime because he's very young.
Big chance to step up.
And
Chance.
listen, who in their right mind writes off any team that's got the GOAT in it? Come on.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Like-
changing my pick now.
Exactly.
I'm changing
Exactly.
my pick.
Listen, honestly, it'd be massive for Portugal if they did go back to back in Europe.
The reason why I say it though, they've got a better team than when they won it. You know what
Correct.
I mean? Like
100% they do.
almost at every position. If they haven't improved, they've stayed the same. You've got you've got the best Premier League defender in their backline, Ruben Diaz.
He won Player of the Year, didn't he?
He won Player of the Year.
They got some good players.
He's very good. That team is very good.
So
And we said it when we covered Champions League, mate. They got the wall from Porto himself, Pepe. Surely he starts.
Still at the age of 37 or 36, 37, he looks like an absolute monster.
looks
And he
great,
defends like
yeah.
one
He's
too.
hurting people as well. He used
Yeah.
to hurt people back in the day at Madrid. I could just imagine what he does now.
The thing is, going back to what Doma said, like on Ronaldo, like it is true in a sense. I feel like having him on the team just like boosts your morale. You're playing with one of the best of all time, number 2, and you didn't pick up on that sneaky punch there with the number 2 comment. But
Number two's still
No.
pretty good. It's still above
Number
Messi,
two's-
Thomas said.
Yeah.
Yeah, Messi's top 6, so it's all right. It's not one,
Ah,
so
okay.
don't worry about it. As I keep saying.
Having Ronaldo on that field will boost the whole, and it's a young team. It'll boost their morale, and I think they'll do well. I think I could just have this vision of Ronaldo lifting the trophy, and this is like his sayonara, guys. This is
Honestly,
goodbye.
this is the tour. This is the goodbye tour for Ronaldo starting in 2 days' time when it opens. He's not playing in 2 days' time, but you know what I'm saying. This
I think
tournament,
the game's Wednesday, isn't it?
Saturday's the first game. Oh, their game, I think is
I think it's
Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not for anything, he's very conscious of his legacy, and we know this about him. We know this about him big
Definitely
time.
cares about that.
He definitely cares, and he knows this is it. This Euro and the next World Cup is it. Like unless he at 40, he's still as good as he is now, and he's going to drop off, but not dropped off as in like off a cliff, and he could actually suit up and do a Buffon and just like go to a World Cup or whatever, or just come off the bench as like an impact guy at that age. This is his big chance. And not for anything, if he goes to another World Cup after the next one, Felix and stuff will be in their prime. So he probably will win it again. Well, I'm not saying he's going to win the next one, but he's a massive chance to win this and win the World Cup. As crazy as that sounds. He really is.
They have they have quality all over the field when you look at it. You got
Yeah, they
Fernandes
do.
in the
They have-
middle, you got Ronaldo up
yeah.
front, Felix, you got Diaz. It's just so
The guy that they've got in the team that is a psycho when it comes to winning is Bruno Fernandes. He hates to lose. He is a psycho. I watch him for United. He will turn around to he'll kill our players on the field of them not putting 110% in. He knows how good all of them are.
Ronaldo is exactly the same. You saw what happened
Yeah.
with the Euros last time when he was injured in the final. He was going nuts. That was that one. That wasn't the World Cup. That was that one.
That was the Euro.
Yeah.
They won that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
exactly
Bruno.
He
what.
was going mad. He was more into
Yeah.
the game. The coach was the manager. Fuck. It was like he was going mad, giving direction and
Yeah.
everything. That guy doesn't want to lose.
And exactly
Nah,
like
nah,
Ant
he's
said, the team
super
isn't as good.
competitor.
The team
And this
wasn't as
team
good
is-
then.
This team is great. I'm pretty sure Nani was playing in the last Euro.
Yeah,
This
so
is like
So was João Moutinho. He doesn't go away, that bloke.
yeah, like this is the real deal team.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
excited. I have not been this excited for Sporting. I'm so excited.
Let's do some quick group breakdowns. I'll read out the group, and you tell me who you think is going to come out of it, and a potential, if there is one, a potential person to watch. So obviously, we start with Group A: Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales. Who are the top two that come out of there?
Was it Italy, Turkey,
Switzerland, Wales.
Italy,
I'm gonna
Wales?
go. Interesting. I'm
So
gonna go
Italy-
Italy 1, and Turkey 2. I think. Here's my hot tip. I think Italy and Turkey draw opening day. I think it's a 1-1 draw.
Oh no.
I think Turkey is like it's a sneaky tough team. Good defenders. Soyuncu's in there, and I've always liked Soyuncu. He's a good, tough defender. But
You know what I thought?
Italy, go on.
I was saying, going away from prediction, sorry, this is just a thought I've had before I forget. I think a lot of people are going to learn things about the smaller players and the lesser known teams. It's not all going to be about Mbappe and your Griezmanns and all the big players that are there. You're going to learn a lot about some smaller countries, some small players. I think there's some big opportunities for like your Tyler Hero moments from the playoffs last season. I think there's a big chance of a lot of those happening.
And it always happens in international competition.
Yeah.
Every time there is one, there's some guy that stands out and dominates, and you're just like, oh shit, who's this guy? Who's he play for? And you do it. Just back then, we couldn't relate it to the card market. Now we can.
now
That's the
we-
difference.
Exactly.
You
Also
remember
who-
James Rodriguez in
Yeah, I was
2014?
just thinking of that.
You know what I mean? Like if that happens again, you're gonna see card. This is what I wanted to hint at as well. If you have cards, soccer cards, football cards, list them on eBay. Just have them there, because even if you bump up the price and when the time comes, and a player performs well in any of these games, group stage, round of 16, all the way to the final, by having those cards listed, if they go on to score a couple goals, bag a couple assists, they will get bought. Like, people will be on eBay during the games and they will buy them. This is going to be the most televised sporting event of the year. I guarantee it.
And
It's going to be crazy.
looking at Australian eBay as well, there isn't many soccer cards on the market for players I've been on. There isn't a whole lot of stuff on the market at the moment, from what I've found. Especially graded soccer.
Source.
100%.
Group A teams. Who's coming out?
Yeah, I'm going with Italy and Turkey. I'm sticking with what Ant said. I think that's they look like the two strongest in that group. Switzerland, I think Wales is going to struggle quite a bit. And yes, look, Switzerland would be the other one that would give them trouble, but I'm sticking with Italy, finishing on top and Turkey second.
I'm going Italy, Wales, the same as what Lukey did. All right, B, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia.
Denmark.
Belgium's going to top it. I think Lukaku's going to get golden boot. I think he's going to be
Really?
unbelievable. Yeah, I think Lukaku's going to get golden boot. I think against those three teams, he can score like a
Yeah.
hat trick in each of those games.
Pretty open for second. I'm with you, Belgium first.
Belgium
Yeah.
definitely first.
I'll put
And I
Belgium
think-
first for everyone, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll go
literally.
Belgium first.
I'm
I'm going Belgium, Denmark.
I'm going to go Belgium, Russia.
Belgium, Russia.
Russia's
Belgium,
one of those like
Denmark, me.
tough, grindy teams.
I reckon Belgium, Denmark as well. Tom.
Belgium, Denmark for Luke. Source, Belgium, and
I think this is a tough one. No one's going to rate Russia, and I don't know how they're traveling at this point in time, but it'll be interesting to see if they bounce back from their weak performance at the World Cup, where they were very average. But I don't know if I have the confidence in them. But yeah, I'm going to go Belgium and Denmark. I think those two probably the best out of those. It's a tough. I reckon it's a toss
It's a
up.
gimme. It's a gimme.
don't-
It's like who wants it?
We don't really know who's going to finish second in that group. I think Belgium's, by far the best team, and then after that, any of those three sides have more than enough talent to qualify in second.
all right, Group C, Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, Ukraine.
Well, Macedonia to finish last in that group.
I'm actually going Netherlands and Macedonia to actually come out, mate. They're going to be the surprise
Macedonia
packet.
need to go out.
Yeah, they're going to be the surprise packet in that group.
Very cool.
Wow.
That's-
Netherlands and Austria for
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah, I'm going to go Netherlands, Austria as well.
I was gonna say
Netherlands, good team. Not really though. Like the decent team, but not really. They don't have Van Dijk. They've
No, I'm
got
going
De
to go
Jong and De Ligt.
Netherlands, Ukraine. Go something different.
Why?
Something different.
Fair. All right, I thought there
That's
was
the
like a reason behind it. I thought he had like this
I'd rather go
hidden.
different than everyone else.
Nah, Netherlands. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna change Netherlands, Ukraine as well. No, you're not different at all.
I'm going to go Netherlands. Let's just not joking.
Source, who were you going? Netherlands and
Austria.
Austria.
No,
All
call me
right.
back as Netherlands, Austria. What am I saying?
Far out, bloody
Sorry.
hell. Group D, Croatia, Czech Republic, England, Scotland.
England, Croatia.
I'm going England, Croatia as well.
This is
Come
gonna be
on,
a wild.
come on,
take.
Anth. Croatia to finish top.
I'm gonna say.
I can
I'm
If
definitely
you
gonna
say that
say-
England's not going to get past the group stage, you've lost your marbles.
I'm just saying, I can see them bottling it after the group stage.
Can you
I'm
imagine
gonna
they
say
lose to
England
Scotland?
will top it. England will top it. No, you know what? I can see Croatia actually topping it. It's a tough one
Croatia's
because
got
I
a good
don't.
team.
I feel like England don't want to finish. If England finish first, they have to play the runner-up of the group of death, which is going to be Portugal or France.
They
That's
cook
terrible.
regardless, I reckon. They cook
All right, here's what I'm
regardless.
going to say.
after
I'm going
Group
to say
D.
England 1 and Scotland 2.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm going to go Scotland's going to finish second.
Scotland's going to finish
Yeah.
second.
They're gonna
Yeah.
beat. They're gonna beat the.
Croatia
I
made it to the
think-
World Cup final.
Yeah, I think that's going to be their downfall. They're missing Mandzukic. They're missing all their big old timers. Rakitic is out. The only big players, Modric,
They got Perisic, Kovacic is playing.
and the best
Rebic.
left back in the world plays for Scotland, and that's Andy Robbo. And I think he himself could carry that team.
From
Jeez.
left back, you're going to carry the team.
Yeah.
That's a big ask.
You've lost your
Lukey,
mind,
who have you got?
That's what we
England
ask
and
of our
Croatia?
Liverpool players, mate.
England, Croatia, yeah.
I think
England.
it's good throwing out some smokies out there because it gives people another team to have a look at. Group E: Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden.
Poland, Spain, in that order as well.
Poland top the group.
Yeah, I think
Poland,
Lewandowski is going to bag like a bunch of
gonna
goals
say,
against those
That was the
bummy
thing I was
teams.
thinking. I feel like he could have a massive tournament.
Yeah. He's never done well, though, in international stage. Never.
Lukey, who have you got?
Spain, Poland.
Spain, Poland. Sauce, who have you got? Same.
Yep.
And the last group: France,
Same.
Germany, Hungary, Portugal.
France topping the group, and I'm going to go Portugal to qualify. And this is one of those groups where I think possibly the third position could be up to get a possible qualification spot. It's a tough
I
group.
like that. I think that's the order it's going to be as well. I think France top it.
Well, you got to go Portugal
Yeah.
because you picked them to
France,
win it, so.
France, no, Portugal comes second. Yeah, that would be terrible take. And yeah, Germany. But that's a tough group. That's tough.
I could definitely
That's
see Germany
tough.
making it. That's the only thing.
I think
I'll
all three teams from that.
They
that,
will.
Good side. Like, think about that attacking threat up top. Obviously, they got Gnabry as well.
Who? Oh,
Mm.
Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Oh my
They
god!
got
I think
that.
it's
Timo
Yeah,
cannot
oh,
finish
Werner.
Werner.
Mate, you look
Nah.
at this. Honestly, you look at this team,
Havertz.
and I Havertz is a freak.
From that defense, which isn't that bad. I'm looking at the game against Latvia. It's actually
Who is
a
it?
very good squad. as well.
Boateng.
Hummels, Rudiger, and is it Ginter?
Inter, yeah,
Yeah.
not a bad team. Emre Can in there, Josh Kimmich, Tony Kroos, Goretzka, Gundogan, Sane, Havertz, Muller,
cracking
our
team.
boy, Muller Sauce. He's our boy.
It's a cracking team.
One of the greatest to ever lace him up, Thomas Muller. And he's still a gun. I'm actually, as stupid and ridiculous as this sounds, Portugal, Germany.
Portland.
Wow.
Yeah, Trailblazers. Damian Lillard, bro.
Huge.
I reckon France finishes third. I reckon the hype's got to their head, mate.
That is
Benzema
the
and
most.
Mbappe
That might be the
triple-digit
most
on-
ridiculous take I've ever heard on Crunch Time.
That's good.
That is possibly the biggest hot take in Crunch Time history. And I've said the
Portugal-
dumbest ones in I've said the dumbest shit this year. And you've gone and done that.
Portugal.
Let's see how this ages. That's
Germany.
all. That's all I want to say.
Third, Portugal, Germany. That's
I was
all I'm
gonna say I
saying.
wouldn't be mad at it though. I
No.
wouldn't be mad.
All the
I
just the all I want to say is like it's a hot take, and like France has got a great team. I'm not
Mm.
saying France is terrible. I reckon all three also qualify out of the group as well. But wouldn't it be amazing that all the hype around Mbappe comes to a crashing end, and they
Does.
actually need to focus on other players? Can you imagine England and France are gone?
Some
Do you wanna
People in,
know
the, people in the card market for soccer are not going to know what to do with themselves but look at different players for once.
true.
I'm serious.
Everyone's gonna go look at Haaland again.
Not the best thing for the card market, but you're not
Yeah,
wrong.
it is.
Do you want to
it
know the
is.
craziest thing?
But-
You want to know the
Sometimes
absolutely
you just
most
like seeing the
ridiculous
world
thing?
burn.
Yeah, I know that's Doma. Doma wants to see the whole soccer world burn.
No,
The-
it's a
the
burn.
The craziest thing, Sportsbet Group F winner. Germany is the favorite with 225.
What?
France
go.
is second with 263.
Let's go.
Portugal
I didn't
is
even know this, by the
375.
way. I didn't know
How,
this, by
how
the way.
much is France to win the group?
Let's go.
263.
You know that's sneaky, not a bad play considering that the bookies have got France as the favourites at
I'm thinking-
Through the whole
550,
thing.
right, to win the whole thing, and
Wait, they're not-
Germany's equal fifth favourite.
That, in all honesty, you bring up France's team, and it's literally just a joke. It really is a joke. I'm gonna look like the biggest idiot in about. Yeah, a
Doma
week and a
could be
half.
lining himself up for one of the most prestigious awards in all of the hobby
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks' time when France
Or-
makes him look like an absolute buffoon and wins
or-
that group.
Or I could be handing it to the three of you. So it's you never.
It's unlikely. I would make me sick. Could you imagine? Oh
me
my
being-
god.
me being right and coming on here and saying and continuously, oh yeah, Timo.
And think
And
about
he
who
just
it
went-
is. It's Timo.
I'd love to see it. Oh, that the storyline of that for this podcast would be amazing. That's what I really want to see. I just
Bro,
want
be
to
so
see
good
it
for
on
the
this
group,
podcast.
man. Maybe Timo might actually reply to us for once. He's been
Yeah, I
giving
know.
us the cold shoulder. It's a bit.
He's gonna give at Anthony collects. Fuck you. That's all. I'm gonna say.
Oh my.
Timo.
What was he gonna say? And he's
Timo
he's gonna
at
leave the
double
chat after
coverage.
that. He's gonna leave the chat.
It'd be Timo at double coverage. Dom, I'll fly you out to the final. Love you. Kiss, kiss. But honestly, I don't know. I'm just
Fuck, don't make
predicting
that happen.
something because as we've seen in global tournaments such as World Cups and European Championships, group
Anything can
deaths,
happen.
anything happens in those groups.
That's
You
a
know what I mean?
fact.
That's
Anything
why
except,
I wanna
except
just
the
buck the
fucking
trend.
favorites leaving the group. But yes,
No.
anything that.
On that note,
I think-
Portugal for me.
so France, Portugal for you.
Put
So
that
I'm the
down
one
for
that
me.
looks like the Muppet here. So, which is nothing new. So
Yeah,
lastly,
If Germany goes through, I'm not mad at it.
yeah, no, because you love Timo and you love Havertz. You got half your team up in there. So,
Exactly.
but honestly, France's team is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. It's just some of the names. It's a joke, literally a joke. Finally, the player to watch for the hobby, the player.
Barella.
Can be-
I'm gonna take
That was
Azuro's.
mine. That was
Yeah,
mine.
no,
Damn
I
it.
knew you were gonna say that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Fuck. No, it's okay.
No, I'm kidding. I think. Are you talking player to watch outside of like the Mbappe's and one of those? Or,
No, it could be just of the tournament. Anyone like that
he's
you
my
think-
player of the tournament. My
Yeah.
hot take player of the tournament. I think Grealish has one of the best tournaments. I think
Really?
Grealish is going to be outstanding. I think he's going to
Good
be the best
boy.
player on that English squad.
How many minutes do you reckon he's going to get though? Because it's
I reckon.
interesting the way
I
it's
reckon
set
they're going to be
up.
forced to play
The
him.
way Southgate sets up could be interesting for that.
I reckon they're going to be forced to play him. I
Yeah?
think they're versing Croatia first game. I think the whole squad underperforms. Grealish has to play the second game, and then from there, trajectory. That's my big hot take.
No, fair enough. Could be. Lukey,
Mine, it was going to be Barella. I was going to look when all my auctions finish first and when this is going to go out. Yeah, I'll go
Saturday.
Barella. I'll go Barella.
Barella,
Yeah.
Saucy. You got anyone?
Oh, no, yeah, I'm gonna pull an absolute a sack cards right here. This is exactly what he do. He just go say the main man, and that's look no further than Mbappe, mate. Mbappe, right? He's the man. He's the man.
Does he
I've
play
called France
for-
to win
who
it
does he
all.
play for Ukraine.
I've called France to win it all. Kylian Mbappe.
No,
And you
he
want to
plays
go
for North
buy? You
Macedonia,
want to
bro.
go have a look at his
Under the
first
radar.
solo Monaco sticker. That's the one. That's what you want to be looking for. Don't worry about the Panini foot sticker. That's rubbish, right? That is his true sticker rookie. But other than that, I think a guy on that French side that has to have a big tournament for them to win is Pogba. He has to have a big tournament for them to have a chance to win. Obviously, we know what we're going to get from Kante, and this is the great thing when he plays in that French side. He can play more of a free roaming role. He doesn't have to worry about defending as much because you've got Kante because he's really two people on the pitch. The amount of pitch he covers over a game, he's essentially two players. So he will run up and back for Pogba, and that allows Pogba to be more attacking and get on the front foot. So I think he is one to watch. Obviously, he's not a youngster, but it will be interesting because if he does go ahead and have a great tournament, there will be a World Cup where he had a pretty good tournament and helped them win the title, and then will be maybe a Euros where he has a good tournament and potentially helps them win a title. And it will show that although all this flack he's copped over the years at United, where he probably hasn't played up to the standard that we know he's capable of, as you know, Doma. When it comes on to the international stage, he finds his best form. So let's hope that's the case. But yeah, other than that,
he loves
Pogba.
playing for France as well. He absolutely loves playing for it,
and he loves boosting.
I don't blame him. Exactly.
He loves boosting his value going into the next season when he leaves. So I reckon he's going to be big.
If he doesn't go this window, he goes for free, doesn't he?
Correct. So I hope he dominates.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon
he has to go, Doma? If you give him up for free, that is the absolutely most we've spoken about on the podcast.
No, it is. It's
previously.
stupid. But when we get Ronaldo coming back, he's not going anywhere, is he? He'd be playing Champions League, he'd be winning titles, and that's it. Happy days. We're all happy. And Mbappe.
Let's see after the Portugal and France game.
This is the most ideal
if Ronaldo and Pogba have a chat.
Listen to this. Honestly, listen to this. You want a hot take? You want a hot take? I'll give you another hot take. F the Super League. Just imagine if this was to happen. Ronaldo United, Mbappe Liverpool, Haaland Chelsea, Messi City. Imagine that actually happened. Imagine that happened. Based on all the reports.
Look at Sauce's face as an Arsenal supporter. Look at this.
I think all the other leagues would just fold. Everyone would just be watching the Prem.
Bro, just imagine, like, based on
we'll take
reports,
Timo. We'll take another Chelsea reject like we took Willian.
Yeah, but Timo's the best.
Willian in that first game though, he dominated. Remember, first game of the season, he killed it.
Yeah, and then he realised that Granit Xhaka was passing him the ball when he was like, "Oh, I got no hope." My pick. I don't know if he gets a lot of hobby love. In my opinion, I reckon he doesn't, and I like to see him get a bit more hobby love. I really like him. He plays for Barca, plays for Netherlands, and Frankie De Jong. I really like Frankie De Jong. Like, really like him as a player.
Me too. So, that's a very good pick, and he's one of those. He reminds me of James. Like, he could have like a breakout tournament. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I had to back up my shit hot take with something. That's Portugal, Germany.
I mean, he gets opportunity. At least he gets opportunity to play Doma here.
Yeah, that's right.
Play decent minutes. Surely he starts for that team, and maybe he is one to watch. He's still young, so maybe 24. This is. Yeah, that's right.
There's a few.
Still on the fringe there, where his best years of football are ahead of him. Like, let's be honest. Honestly, guys have their best years from 25 to 32.
Yeah,
right.
And I was spewing for Donny van de Beek that didn't really get a go for United, and he's injured and he's not going to play. So I was actually spewing for him, and I would have actually given the Dutch pair of Van de Beek and De Jong as two guys. But Van de Beek's hurt. I reckon he was really good before coming to United, and then he didn't really get a go in the system, and we couldn't really see his potential. I know that there was a lot of competition there as well, obviously with McTominay and all the other midfielders that we have. So unfortunate for him, but De Ligt as well. And then obviously Memphis Depay up front as well. So I just like Frankie De Jong, and I hope he does really well, and he's impressive. And not for anything, if Barca, you don't want him and you want to sell him, there's a team, I'm a supporter, I'll put my hand up and say we'll take him at United any day of the week. I love him. I reckon he's a really good quality player. So yeah, there we go. All right, boys. Very nice. We'll see how that all plays out. But to finish off the show, fire or flame?
In keeping in line with what's going on in the soccer and the Euros coming up and everything like that, here's my fire. This is another good one. This is another one that I was actually going to say for a post, but crunch time gets, they get the best of me.
Here we go.
So this is a soccer set, right, that is extremely slept on. To the point where it might be the most slept on soccer set
Oh no!
of anything that's out there.
More money. Fuck.
Nah,
You loaded up the
so
credit card,
first,
Emma?
Pardon?
Have you loaded up the credit card this week?
Well, I've got nothing left after the
Listen.
Fanimation shit, bro.
All right, this is gonna be very impressive. So leading up to Euro, I was looking for cards to buy to hopefully flip into going into the tournament, and I stumbled across this set right here. This is
Oh
The
yes. And
2017 Nobility. Let me get that to focus. Nobility.
It's a really nice
Yeah, bro.
card. I've never
Yeah,
seen
bro.
it.
Look at that.
I got a Maradona and
Oh,
in that
wow.
set.
This is a PSA 10 Ronaldo. This is the base version. Now, there are multiple different variants you can get. There's numbered out of 10, out of 25, out of whatever. I bought some base ones to show. So I've got Alan Shearer.
They're sick cards, man. I froth them.
Beautiful looking cards. And these are all in their international kit. So we have Beckenbauer.
That's sick, man.
I
Have a
think,
look at the back.
sorry to cut you off while you're showing these off, but I think the national kit cards are going to be big for this tournament. It sounds like a
Yeah.
pretty obvious thing to say, but like your optic in your
Oh, on Resourcey, your boy.
in optic, most of them came in club and country kits. I feel like those are going to be
Yes,
even
100%.
select as well.
So you can see I'm betting on
The GOAT.
Yeah,
because I think that cards like that is just you can get quite a few nobility cards quite cheap because they are paper stock. I cannot for the life of me find boxes of this to open. For the life of me,
Yeah.
can't find boxes to open, and I'm talking about I've spent weeks looking for them, months.
Bro, there's some nice cards in here, man. Pirlo,
beautiful card.
Puyol,
Pele, yeah,
Gerard, Raul, Ravel, Gary Neville.
but the orders are great. Look, you can get an Alessandro Del Piero on card order for $320. Buy it now.
Bro, you're
Yeah.
kidding. You can get Christian Pulisic.
So I'm
all
saying it's very
That's all you need to
interesting.
know.
Little set.
That's all you need.
There's
Inzaghi.
Rooney in here.
I've actually got a numbered Maradona from this set, and I had a cousin went in a break. He got Maradona. Literally came up to me and he said, "This was in 2017 when he pulled it, and he said, here you go. I know you love soccer. You can have it."
Yeah.
I go, "How much do you want?" And he goes, "No, just take it, bro." And it was not. It's a numbered variant. It's not a base variant. And he goes, "Just take it." I'm like, "You serious?" And I think I've put it up on the page before. When he
Yeah.
passed away, I put it up. But it's a sick set, bro.
It's a very
Mad
good
shout
set.
to you. Mad shout. Now I have to go spend my money again. Thanks. So
But the thing is, these are cheap. You can get some really good steals on this. There's
100%.
actually so Pulisic PSA 10. There's a lot of PSA 10s on here. I think that makes it very interesting.
Anyone else got a fire or flame?
Their first source.
No, I don't really have anything, fellas. Sneaky fire would be the Messi curated set that I bought off the Tops website. I mean, for the price that you pay, it's not bad. I think it was £10. Then you obviously take into shipping and everything. You probably get that box back here for about 20 bucks, maybe 20, 25 Australian. It's got 50 cards in the set. I mean, you pay for what you get. It's a $25 product. So let's be honest. What are you expecting? But there's some nice cards in there, some stuff. And I think someone was telling me the other day. I I've got this. I've actually got this right here. The cards. The Messi. So that's the stat. And I don't know if there's a Foden in here, but I think this might be Foden's rookie year. So if there is a Phil Foden in here,
There was
There you
one
go.
that was in there.
Some of these descriptions were so funny.
no, it's not. It's 2020. Wait. Last year? Is that Foden's rookie? No, it's the 2019. All right. There you go. False advertising. This
No,
is
that-
not financial advice.
Legit.
I got one as well that people sticking on Euros as well. Select Kante.
Ngolo.
It was, yeah.
My one this week is something I've actually been looking at, singles wise, going into the Euros and stuff like that. It's one that a lot of people. It was big when it came out, and maybe some people pumped it up a bit too much, and it dropped a fair bit. It's actually Select Euro, the one that just came out. Thinking
Interesting.
about it, Select Mosaic. Euro Mosaic isn't going to be out until I'm pretty sure it's the 30th of June, from what I just read on Blowout. I don't know if that's correct. In Australia,
Could even be delayed.
delayed even more. You reckon?
Yeah.
If you want to rip a product for soccer, and say you're pretty new and you want something just from this tournament because maybe it means something to you, it's your first. For some people, it'd be the first major tournament they watch. People in the States and stuff like that. What product do you want to buy? You want to buy Select because that's the only Euro 2020 product out. That's a card. So I think that maybe could be a play. There's some good RCs in it. There's a Barella one that I've been eyeing off a few of those, which I've been
Interesting.
looking at.
Yeah.
I think it could be interesting. And maybe
I like that actually.
Yeah. Have the price
Especially because boxes aren't too expensive.
Yeah, because they went for 600 Australia. I remember they were 600 Australia. There it is.
Sauce, that was going to be my fire, bro. What are you doing? That was going to be my fire. My fire was going to be
Here he is.
the Uncle Larry card from Grid 92 F1. That's getting graded, bro. We're sending that for grade.
Gabriel Rumi from Fundamental. There he is.
You know what I love? We were talking about Ricky Bobby last night.
Yeah.
Live. Someone was saying shake and bake today during the Clippers game, and I was dying. I was like,
Yeah, I heard that. I did hear that. I
Just the
did
irony
hear
came
that.
out at the same time. I was
Shake and Bake Milton. That's who it
It
was.
was It was so funny when
During the Philly
Cage-
game.
yeah.
Cage jumped in and was talking about because we're doing the F1 and he goes, anyone got a John Gerard rookie card? And I'm there pissing myself, and everyone's like, who? And then I'm playing it up with Sauce. I'm like, John Gerard, is he in the set? So I was like, who the hell's John Gerard?
That was
I'm like,
so good.
educate us, Donna. Who's John Gerard?
And
And
I
I'm
was
like, well, he's the guy that.
The whole time I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what's that thing he says? And like, one of them was, if you're not first, you're last. And the other one was shake and bake. And shake and bake was the one I couldn't think of. And then I heard it today during the basketball. I was dying.
Oh, that's very funny.
Yeah, select Euro. That's this week.
I like it. Mine's the fire is that card, Uncle Larry from the Grid. No flames this week. No
No
flames.
flames.
Hey, by the way,
Week off.
just a
Everyone
teaser on the flame. Cowherd came this close again, bro. This
Yeah.
close
I
again
know.
because
I
they
know.
won on because he kicked the penalty. Because he kicked the penalty. He said no, because he said no. You know how he phrased it though? He goes, we've got some really good young talent on this team, which holds us in good stead for potential in a World Cup to make some moves. That's all he said, which was okay
Interesting.
because he
That's
heard
not a
us.
bad
He
take.
probably heard us flame him last week.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
he looked like a downright muppet when he said what he said. So
Yes.
all good, done and dusted, boys. Good episode,
Easy.
hour long. Hopefully, you get a bit of insight into the Euros from this and some F1, obviously, inside as well, trying to educate some different drivers out there, obviously, that are still on the circuit that have, massive history behind them in Sebastian Vettel in terms of championships. So, boys, on behalf of myself, Sauce, Lukey, and Ant. It's crunch time coming up big when it counts. And
See you Euro week. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of